This video is sponsored by War Thunder. Whether you call it luck or skill, every Rust player knows the feeling of making a play. And sometimes when that happens, you need to build a base fast. But don't stand still and search up a base design. Just build a simple 2x1 with a wooden airlock. And if you keep your furnaces running in less than a day, you can turn that 2x1 into the Paradox bunker. From the outside, this double bunker looks scrawny, and its total build cost seems way too cheap to be good. But tucked away is a double bunker that separates your individual 2x1s and will set a raider back 50 to 60 rockets. Built for solo, duo, and trios, if you're still not convinced, let me give you a full base tour and you can decide for yourself. I'll show you the insane layout of the two bunkers and the core in just a second, but for now, upstairs to the roof. For the roof, I went for cost efficiency. There's clean pixel peak downs on every angle, so whether you're going for close range, medium range, or long range fights, you have a solid advantage. It also comes with a ramp peak on either side with a close peak down on the right and left. I've also incorporated a vending machine, and you have a couple turrets holding your roof in the event someone jumps up. But now here's what you came to see: the main core and the two unsplashable 2x1 bunkers.
That's Zypic, and those are splashable!
Actually, they're not splashable by any sort of explosive, and that's because the hitbox is on the staircase itself and not the railing. Even if you break the single doors, they're still not splashable. Now, I want to show you the 2x1, but it seems like there's something in the window. That's right, boys, it's a War Thunder sponsorship. War Thunder is a free comprehensive vehicle combat game. It's available now for PC, consoles, and mobile devices. Command over 2,500 different tanks, planes, helicopters, and ships. Plus, War Thunder is heavily optimized to run smoothly and lag-free on any device. Yet it has plenty of detailed vehicles and authentic sound effects. Everything down to the individual component hitboxes like fuel tanks and crew is thought out to be as realistic as possible. Personally, I've been enjoying War Thunder's new mobile version, which I can play while I'm traveling. So join a worldwide community of over 70 million players in epic PvP battles today. There's tons of unmatched high-quality content to discover, so go check out War Thunder today, free on Xbox, PC, PlayStation, and mobile. New and returning players who haven't played in at least 6 months get a massive bonus pack on PC and console when they use my links in the description. Your bonus includes an exclusive vehicle decorator, Eagle of Valor, 100,000 silver lions, and a 7-day premium account, only available for a limited time. And now back to the video. Passing by the bedroom and loot room in the back, I'd also like to show you that the twig holding our stair bunker can't be burnt or damaged with any explosive. However, if you're logging off for the night, I do recommend upgrading them to wood, as there's a weakness in splashing them from the back wall. Skip to the time on your screen and I'll explain a little bit more about that weakness. As you can see, getting up and down from the bunkers takes a little practice, but it's really easy once you do it a few times. Here's how to seal them off when you go offline. I also need to mention that these bunkers can only be upgraded to metal, which is fine because it balances out with the raid cost of the doors, but if you upgrade to armored, you'll actually create a gap for the raider to break your twig or wood. This first 2x1 houses 6 large boxes, a battery, and 3 sleeping bags. Our second bunker opens and closes the same way as the first. However, this one houses your workbench, 5 large boxes, and the TC, the upkeep of which is on your screen now. If this high quality metal cost is too high for you, you can easily swap it out to metal. As I mentioned in the intro, start this base off with a simple 2x1. Just make sure your airlock, door frame, and roof are only wood. For the deployables, feel free to use your own layout, or you're welcome to copy mine. Also, you may notice me placing down garage doors. If you don't have these yet, feel free to just use a double door and replace them when you get a chance. Be aware for the next step of the base, we'll need to pick out the inside wooden wall, so make sure you've got at least 3 machetes or have a bunch of extra tools lying around that you can break your way out. Now, if you're getting raided or need to go offline, you can already seal off your bunker even out of the starter base. Here's how to do that. Also, make sure you always have a bag down before you seal off this bunker. Next, let's place down the foundations for the second 2x1. Matching the square coming off our drop down, we're going to place one in the opposite direction to mirror it. Also build yourself a new jump up to the roof, just like this. Notice when placing down wall frames in between the bunkers, I'm leaving out the center wall frame as we're going to use that for something else later on. Again, customize this area to your liking, but here's how I like to place in my deployables for this upper floor. Now at this point in the wipe, I'm sure you've made some enemies, so let's go ahead and honeycomb the back side of our 2x1. And do the same on the front side 2x1, but only add in one level of the honeycomb instead of 2. If you're having trouble with this jump because of the terrain, you can add in either a barricade or a wooden foundation like this to make it easier. The further side from our door will be the jump up to the roof, just like you saw in the base tour. Next, let's add some much needed honeycomb to the drop down chutes. We'll run outside to find those square foundations we placed earlier, we'll upgrade the foundation itself to metal, and create a rectangular box around them like this. I'll warn you guys now that the next step is going to be fairly expensive. We're going to go around the entire base and upgrade all the outside walls and roof pieces to metal. However, the good news about this step is once we're done all of these walls, we've almost completely used all the metal we need for the entire base. For the next step, you'll see me replacing all the old double doors for garage doors throughout the design. I'll also add some half-height floor tiles on both drop downs to stop any raiders from getting in for cheap. And you can place whatever you'd like on top of these tiles, but I personally like to use electric furnaces once I get them in the wipe. Now, if you do want some drop boxes by the front door like I had in the intro, you can upgrade all of these frames to either metal or a DLC stone skin, and they'll allow you to place in a nice 4-box round loot room just like this. Next, remove all unnecessary deployables in your TC loot room and upgrade all the walls to metal or armored if you have the resources. You can then replace the workbench and a few more bags. Fully upgrade the drop down chute to metal as well, or again to armored if you have the resources. Don't forget to upgrade these 2 floors in between the bunkers, and then we'll head behind our bedroom and upgrade all of these upper walls as well. At this point, instead of a furnace, use a barbecue and 2 small boxes like I did in the intro. Now this jump may seem tedious at first, but I promise it gets easier with just a little bit of practice. There's a simple trick to doing it consistently, and that is to jump first, and when you get to the maximum height, simply walk forward, and you should pop out the door frame. For the next section of the base, if you haven't already, upgrade all the walls to metal or armored, and then you can add in a loot room of your choosing. I also like to place my large battery down here, along with 2 small boxes and 3 bags. Once all of these upgrades are finished, we can add our final layer of stone honeycomb. Repeat these same honeycomb steps on the back side of the base. If you run around the base, you'll find these last 2 sides with triangles missing in the honeycomb, so we'll go ahead and fill those in as well. You should now have 4 open honeycomb spots on the upper floor, which we'll use for turret pods. Just make sure the rollers, specifically on the front door 2 turrets, are facing inwards so you can close them from inside your base. Once we have this square airlock done for the roof, I'm going to show you guys all of the final HQM upgrades for the entire base. You don't have to do this all in one sitting, it can be done throughout the wipe as you progress and find more high quality metal. If you can, at some point throughout the wipe, swap out the downstairs single doors to armored ones instead. And you can have these swinging inwards, since you can place the twig through the hatch like this. Alright, it's about time that we build some peaks upstairs on the roof. On the exact opposite side of where your jump up is, we're going to place in the vending machine. Now, for wind turbines, you can place them on top of your jump up from the second floor and on top of your vending machine. Here's how to do that. For your turrets, I'd recommend placing them on top of these triangles, but you can also add in some turret pods higher up on the roof if you want to give them better coverage. Alright guys, this is the only weakness I've found when raid testing this base. A raider can break through the metal wall, and if your bunker is left as twig, they can demolish it without breaking in. They can of course do this to both sides, and then finally they can raid you from the top down and not worry about the bunker protection. This changes the raid cost from 60 to 40 rockets, so make sure you upgrade to wood to solve the problem. Again, thank you to War Thunder for sponsoring this video. Go check it out now, free on PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and mobile. And don't forget, new players and those who haven't played for at least 6 months get a massive bonus pack on PC and console when they sign up using my links in the description. You'll get some exclusive vehicle decorators, in-game currency, and much more. With that said, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy the base, and I'll see you in the next one.